What's up, boys and girls? It's your boy Paul back, and we are back with the Crypto Concierge. And following up on the What Bitcoin Is video series today, we're going to talk about how Bitcoin is a censorship-resistant currency. And we'll break it down into three simple parts. One, what is censorship resistance? Two, why it's important to you. And three, how Bitcoin is a censorship-resistant currency. Now, you're probably familiar with media and political censorship, very common, right? But most of these are actually influenced by the censorship of money. Now, the censorship of money is the restriction, interference, or prohibition of money. So basically me stopping you from using your money how you want, that's money censorship. And censorship resistance is the ability to circumvent these restrictions, right? And why is this important to you? Well, for starters, the banks at any time, we all know I hate the banks, but any time, they can shut down access to your own money. They can stop withdrawals, deposits, payments. It doesn't matter. This is written right into their terms and conditions, and they have enforced this, exploited this authority over and over again. And we've seen it in the media recently with Venezuela, 2013 with Cyprus, capital controls enforced on all citizens. India, they just scrapped the 500,000 rupee note. America spends millions. The US banks over there spend millions fighting policy reforms that would benefit the consumers. Actually, I think it was in the US just 5 years ago where they shut down all access to adult porn stars simply because of the industry they're operating in. It's ridiculous. Banks have no say in that. Girls worked hard for their money. They deserve to eat. But yeah, this happens all the time, right? This is a perpetuating cycle. The censorship of money is a total tool for corruption that's been used by the exact same layer cake for years and years and years. And I'm talking about SMEs, corporations, financial intermediaries, banks, states, and even governments, entire governments, have been complicit in the censorship and misuse of money to drive an agenda that benefits the few, exploits the many. This has happened time and time again, guys. You are definitely not safe, and it's why we should be taking a censorship-resistant currency seriously. So what's the solution? I'm talking about Bitcoin, right? Now, something I love about Bitcoin is that all transactions are completely immune to third-party intervention. So basically what this means is that corporations, governments, and third-party intermediaries like PayPal can never, and I mean never, stop me from sending you money and vice versa. So when we all start using Bitcoin as our preferred currency, as our preferred money, banks and the government cease to be able to tell us how to use it, period. And one of the best or more famous examples of this in action is back circa 2010 involving WikiLeaks. And if you don't know what WikiLeaks is, it's basically a free-for-all, non-profit digital publication that sources, verifies, and publishes commercially sensitive or politically sensitive information that is suppressed to the general public. They do all this for free. They work entirely off donations. They could monetize this data, very valuable stuff. They don't. They give it all for free, all in the pursuit of transparency and the God-given right to know the truth. These guys are for the people. The government did not like that. They obviously tried to shut it down in a blatantly shameless attack. The government called up their right-hand triggermen, the banks, and they said, hey, we don't like the truth getting out. Let's collude to suffocate donations from reaching WikiLeaks. So this actually happened. The banks shut down payment access. WikiLeaks was screwed. They couldn't fund their operations, right? The banks and the governments colluded to silence the truth. Fortunately enough, WikiLeaks was smart enough or had the foresight to consider Bitcoin. They started accepting Bitcoin. To date, they received 4,000 to 5,000 Bitcoin. Huge success, but more importantly, they were able to maintain funding despite the banks and governments colluding. And the best part about it, the banks, governments had no way to stop this from happening, right? So that's a key example of how Bitcoin as a censorship-resistant currency is very important and why you should be taking it seriously. We'll stop there. Thanks very much for watching. If you like the content, as always, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time.